The drop of alien blood burned straight through the newspaper. Yet the love letter beside it remained untouched. Nathan Carter stared at the impossible contradiction as the silver-haired woman in his kitchen whispered, "They made my blood toxic to your world, except for these words meant for you." Outside, the streetlights began flickering one by one. Whatever was coming didn't just want her dead. It wanted Earth next. And that unburnable letter? It held a secret even she didn't know was written. Before we start, please, please, and please, click that card button in the top right corner to subscribe now, and be sure to ring the notification bell so you never miss a single one of our epic daily stories the moment they drop. There is a pinned comment on this video, and aliens hide the answer in plain sight. Can you outsmart them? Crack the pinned comments question to prove humanity's brainpower reigns supreme. Watch every second till the end of the story. I'll be waiting for your answer. Let's dive into the story. The drop of blood hit the newspaper with a hiss, sending up a wisp of acrid smoke as it burned straight through to the kitchen table beneath. Nathan Carter jerked back so violently that his coffee mug toppled over, dark liquid spreading across the morning's headlines about missing persons and strange lights in the sky. Jesus Christ! He scrambled to right the mug, eyes darting between the smoldering hole in the paper and the silver-haired woman sitting calmly across from him. Vera watched him with those unsettling violet eyes, her slender finger still bleeding where she'd pricked it with his steak knife. The crimson droplet welled up impossibly bright against her pale skin before she wiped it away with a cloth. "You see now." Her voice was low, musical, with an accent he couldn't place. "My blood destroys your world's materials." Nathan's hands trembled as he poked at the newspaper. The edges of the hole were blackened and brittle, still warm to the touch. His scientific mind raced through explanations, extreme pH, some kind of enzyme, but nothing accounted for how rapidly the paper had disintegrated. Vera reached into the pocket of her sleek black bodysuit, stolen from a sporting goods store 3 days ago, and produced a single folded sheet of paper. She slid it across the table with deliberate care. "But this," she whispered, "this won't burn." The paper looked ordinary enough, standard printer paper, slightly crumpled. Nathan hesitated before touching it, half expecting his fingers to meet some alien material. But it felt normal, smelled normal. He unfolded it carefully. The handwriting was elegant, precise, with odd flourishes that made the letters seem to dance on the page. The first line hit him like a punch to the gut. "If you're reading this, they found me." Nathan's head snapped up. "What is this? Who's after you?" Vera's gaze flicked to the window over the kitchen sink. The morning sun painted her sharp features in gold and shadow. "The same ones who made my blood toxic to your world." She tapped the paper with one perfectly manicured nail. "But these words are for you alone. My blood won't harm them." A car door slammed outside. Both of them froze. Nathan saw the change come over Vera instantly. Her posture straightened. Her fingers flexed like a predator ready to strike. The warm, almost human woman from moments ago was gone, replaced by something far more dangerous. "Are you expecting company?" she asked, voice barely above a whisper. Nathan shook his head, already moving toward the window. "No one knows you're here. I didn't tell any." The streetlight across from his house flickered violently, then went out. Then the next one down the street. And the next. A shadow moved between the trees at the edge of his property, too tall, too thin to be human. Then another, and another. Vera was at his side in an instant, her breath warm against his ear. "We need to leave. Now." Nathan grabbed the unburnable letter, stuffing it into his pocket as Vera yanked him toward the back door. His last glimpse of the kitchen showed the newspaper still smoldering, the coffee stains spreading like blood across the headlines about missing people. People who, he realized with dawning horror, might have encountered someone like Vera before disappearing. The back door creaked open. The hunt was on. Nathan's truck tires screeched as they peeled away from his suburban home, the engine roaring in protest. In the passenger seat, Vera kept twisting to look through the rear window, her silver hair whipping across her face. "Faster," she urged, fingers digging into the dashboard. "They're coming." Nathan risked a glance in the rearview mirror. At first, he saw nothing but an empty street. Then movement. 3 black SUVs rounding the corner with eerie synchronization, their headlights off despite the fading twilight. "Who the hell are they?" Nathan downshifted and took a sharp turn, his old Ford protesting. Vera's violet eyes glowed faintly in the dim cabin. "The ones who've been hunting me since I crashed." Crashed? Nathan swerved around a delivery truck, earning an angry horn blast. "You mean your ship?" A muscle jumped in Vera's jaw. She reached into her bodysuit and pulled out a small metallic disc that shimmered like oil on water. "This is all that's left. The rest burned up in the atmosphere." Nathan barely had time to process this before Vera suddenly grabbed the wheel. "Turn here. Now." He yanked the truck onto a dirt service road just as one of the SUVs attempted to ram them from behind. The Ford bounced violently over ruts, branches scraping the sides like skeletal fingers. "How did they find us?" Nathan shouted over the noise. Vera touched the pocket where he'd stashed her letter. "They can sense my blood, especially when I'm..." She hesitated. "When you're what?" "Afraid," she admitted quietly. The confession startled Nathan more than anything else so far. The woman who burned holes through tables with her blood was scared. The truck burst out of the tree line into an abandoned industrial park. Nathan killed the headlights and let momentum carry them behind a crumbling brick building. For a moment, there was only the sound of their ragged breathing. Then engines are approaching. Vera pressed a finger to Nathan's lips. Her skin smelled like ozone and something floral. "Don't move," she mouthed. The SUVs rolled past slowly, their blacked-out windows revealing nothing. Nathan felt sweat trickle down his back. One of the vehicles stopped just yards away. A door opened. Boots crunched on gravel. Vera's hand found Nathan's, her fingers ice-cold. He could feel her trembling, or maybe that was him. Then a voice crackled over a radio. "Sector clear. Moving to grid 7. The car door slammed. Engines faded into the distance. Nathan let out a shaky breath. "What now?" Vera unfolded his hand and placed the metallic disc in his palm. It was warm, vibrating faintly. "Now you understand why I wrote that letter." The disc projected a hologram between them, a star map with a single planet pulsing red. "My homeworld," Vera whispered. "Or what's left of it." Nathan stared at the image, his scientist's mind reeling at the implications. "You're saying..." "I'm saying the people chasing us? They're not just after me." Vera's eyes locked onto his. "They're after Earth next." A noise made them both jump. The metallic disc had begun emitting a high-pitched whine. Vera snatched it back, her face going pale. "They're coming back," she breathed. "They've locked onto the signal." Headlights appeared at the far end of the industrial park. This time, there were twice as many. The truck's engine roared as Nathan slammed the accelerator, tires spitting gravel as they fishtailed onto the main road. Vera clung to the dashboard, her knuckles white. "They're jamming my tracker," she shouted over the wind rushing through the open windows. "We have maybe 3 minutes before they lock on again." Nathan swerved around a slow-moving sedan, earning an angry honk. "Where the hell am I supposed to go?" His mind raced through options. The police? Too dangerous. His lab at the university? Compromised. Vera's fingers dug into his forearm. The river. They can't track through water. Nathan glanced at the glowing disc in her other hand, its whine growing steadily higher-pitched. The black SUVs were gaining, their headlights now visible in the rearview mirror. He took a hard left toward the industrial docks, the truck bouncing over railroad tracks. The Hudson River glittered ahead in the moonlight. "This is insane," Nathan muttered. Vera's laugh was sharp, almost giddy. You picked up an alien hitchhiker. Insane ship sailed days ago. The whine from the disc suddenly peaked into a teeth-rattling shriek. Vera's expression turned deadly serious. They've locked on. Jump on my mark. The truck hurtled toward the end of Pier 14. Nathan's stomach lurched as the guardrail approached at terrifying speed. Now! They bailed out simultaneously, hitting the wooden planks hard as the truck smashed through the barrier and arced into the dark water. Vera rolled gracefully to her feet, yanking Nathan up by his collar. Run! They sprinted past rusted shipping containers as the SUVs screeched to a halt behind them. Doors flew open. Heavy boots pounded the docks. Nathan followed Vera down a metal staircase to a lower level, their footsteps ringing on the grated steps. She suddenly pulled him into a shadowy alcove beneath the pier, pressing them both against the damp concrete piling. Don't move, she breathed against his ear. The hunters spread out above them, flashlight beams cutting through the darkness. Nathan could hear their radios crackling with terse commands. Subject and human accomplice last seen heading east. A mechanical voice reported. Terminate both. Nathan's breath hitched. Vera's hand found his, squeezing reassuringly. Then a boot appeared on the staircase above them. Vera reacted instantly. She pressed the glowing disc into Nathan's palm and whispered, When I say go, head south along the river. Find Dr. Eleanor Cho at Columbia University. Show her this. Before Nathan could protest, Vera stepped out of the shadows. Looking for me? The hunter spun, weapon raising. Vera moved like lightning, a spinning kick that sent the rifle flying, followed by an elbow strike to the throat. The attacker went down gurgling. Go! Vera shouted. Nathan ran. Behind him, he heard shouts, the sickening crunch of bone meeting metal, then a splash. When he dared to glance back, Vera and 3 hunters were gone. Only ripples on the water's surface remained. The disc in his hand pulsed warmly, projecting a new message onto the pavement at his feet. Trust no one. The infection spreads. Then the coordinates to a lab at Columbia appeared, blinking urgently. Somewhere in the darkness, another splash echoed. Someone or something was coming out of the water. Nathan ran faster. The biology lab at Columbia was dark except for the eerie blue glow of specimen tanks. Nathan pressed his back against the door, heart hammering as he listened for pursuit. The metallic disc in his pocket pulsed like a living thing, warm against his thigh. Dr. Cho, he whispered into the darkness. A shadow moved near the fume hood. A petite woman with jet black hair stepped into the moonlight, her gloved hands raised defensively. Who are you? Her voice was steady, but the tremor in her hands betrayed her fear. This lab is off limits after hours. Nathan fumbled for the disc. Vera sent me, she said. At the mention of the name, Dr. Cho's demeanor changed instantly. She rushed forward, grabbing Nathan's wrist with surprising strength. Where is she? Gone. They took her at the docks. The words tasted bitter. She told me to show you this. He produced the disc. The moment Dr. Cho touched it, holograms exploded into the air between them, star maps, chemical formulas, and what looked like DNA sequences twisting like living things.
Dr. Josh Barrett hit jet.
My God, she really found you. Nathan's head spun. You knew about this? About her. Not her specifically. Dr. Cho hurried to a locked cabinet, entering a code with practiced fingers. But the phenomenon? Yes. Come look. She produced a file folder marked Project Blue Book, classified. Inside were photos of other silver-haired individuals, some dating back to the 1950s. They've been coming here for decades, Dr. Cho explained. Most burn up on entry. The survivors don't last long. Nathan flipped through the files. Each subject showed the same progression, initial strength and vitality, followed by rapid deterioration. The final photos were always autopsy shots. What kills them? Dr. Cho's eyes darkened. Us, our atmosphere, our microbes, their biology is incompatible with Earth. She tapped the disk. Except Vera. She's different. The disk chose that moment to project a new message between them. Vera is the key. Her blood holds the answer. Nathan remembered the burning newspaper, the unburnable letter. Her blood is toxic to our materials, but not to her own, Dr. Cho finished. She opened a refrigerated cabinet, revealing dozens of vials filled with silver liquid. I've been collecting samples for years. None like hers, though. A crash from the hallway made them both jump. The door handle rattled. They're here, Dr. Cho breathed. Nathan grabbed her arm. Is there another way out? Before she could answer, the door exploded inward. 3 figures in black tactical gear filled the doorway, their mirrored visors reflecting the terrified faces of the scientists. The lead hunter raised a weapon that looked disturbingly like a modified taser. Subject acquired, a mechanical voice intoned. Dr. Cho shoved Nathan toward a fire exit. Run! Don't let them get the disc. As Nathan fled, he heard the distinctive zap of the weapon, followed by Dr. Cho's choked scream. The disc in his pocket burned hotter than ever, projecting one final message onto the wall as he crashed through the exit. Find the others, before the harvest begins. The night air hit his face like a slap. Somewhere behind him, heavy boots gave chase, and in his pocket, the disc had begun counting down 059, 00:58, 00:57, like a bomb waiting to explode. Nathan's lungs burned as he followed Vera through the twisting sewer tunnels, the vial of shimmering blood clutched tightly in his fist. The silver liquid pulsed with its inner light, casting eerie reflections on the damp walls. Slow down, he gasped, bracing against the tunnel wall. Where are we even going? Vera paused, her violet eyes glowing faintly in the darkness. The nest is beneath Grand Central. They've been building it for decades. She tapped the vial in his hand. That's our ticket in. Nathan examined the swirling liquid. You still haven't told me what this does. A shadow passed across Vera's face. It's a weapon. Their blood mixed with mine creates an instability. She pressed a hand to her side where dark stains spread across her bodysuit. One thing they won't expect. The wound worried Nathan more than he let on. Vera moved with her usual lethal grace, but her breathing came quicker than before. You're hurt worse than you're letting on, he accused. Vera smirked. And you're more observant than you look. She peeled back the fabric to reveal angry red flesh beneath. Not bleeding, but crystallizing at the edges. Their weapons accelerate cellular decay. Charming, really? Nathan reached out instinctively, then pulled back. Will your blood help? Not unless you want me to burn a hole through your hand. Vera adjusted her suit with a wince. We keep moving. They reached a rusted ladder leading upward. Vera climbed first, pausing at the top to listen. The moment her fingers touched the manhole cover, it began to glow faintly blue. Security field, she whispered. This is where your souvenir comes in. Nathan handed her the vial. With careful precision, Vera let a single drop fall onto the metal. The blood sizzled, not burning through, but spreading in intricate fractal patterns across the surface. The cover clicked open. Neat trick, Nathan breathed. Vera's smile didn't reach her eyes. Just wait. They emerged into a maintenance corridor beneath Grand Central Station. The walls here weren't concrete, but some smooth, organic-looking material that pulsed faintly. Nathan reached out. Don't. Vera grabbed his wrist. The walls are alive, part of the nest. As if in response, the corridor ahead rippled, revealing a hidden passage. The air smelled of ozone and something sweetly rotten. Nathan's stomach turned. What exactly are we walking into? Vera checked her wound again. The crystallization had spread. Imagine if a beehive and a supercomputer had a baby. She started forward. Then make it hungry. The passage opened into a vast chamber that stole Nathan's breath. Dozens of pod-like structures lined the walls, each containing a humanoid figure suspended in silver fluid. Some wore business suits, others lab coats or military uniforms.
Sleepers, Vera explained.
They've been replacing key people for years. At the chamber's center stood a massive organic structure resembling a heart, its pulsing veins connecting to every pod. Black-suited figures moved around it, harvesting silver fluid into canisters. Nathan spotted Dr. Cho suspended in a nearby pod, her face eerily peaceful. Vera pressed the nearly empty vial into his palm. Here's the plan. A sudden screech of feedback filled the chamber. Every pod lit up at once. The black-suited figures turned in perfect unison toward their hiding spot.
Vera sighed.
Or we wing it. The first hunter lunged with terrifying speed. Vera intercepted it midair, her fist connecting with a sickening crunch. The vial tumbled from Nathan's grip, only to be caught by a small figure darting from the shadows. The feral creature from the sewers grinned up at him with needle-like teeth. "Told you I help?" It rasped before plunging the vial straight into the nest's central heart. The chamber exploded into chaos. The chamber erupted in blinding silver light as the vial shattered against the nest's pulsing heart. Nathan threw up his arms against the searing brightness, feeling the shockwave ripple through his bones. "What did you do?" he shouted at the feral creature. It grinned with too many teeth. "Started party." The effect was instantaneous. The organic walls convulsed like a living thing, veins bursting with viscous fluid. Pods began rupturing one by one, their occupants collapsing to the floor in wet heaps. Vera grabbed Nathan's arm, her grip fever-hot. "The blood mixture. It's destabilizing the hive mind." She pointed to Dr. Cho's pod. "Get her out." Nathan sprinted through the chaos as black-suited hunters staggered like marionettes with cut strings. He smashed the pod's glass with a fallen pipe, catching Dr. Cho as she slumped forward. "Wake up!" He patted her cheeks. Her skin was ice-cold, lips tinged blue. Across the chamber, Vera fought 3 hunters at once, her movements growing sluggish. The crystallization had spread up her neck now, glinting like diamonds under the flickering lights. The feral creature suddenly appeared at Nathan's side, sniffing Dr. Cho. "Too much silver in blood." Produced a rusted scalpel. "Need to bleed her." Nathan recoiled. "Are you insane?" The creature rolled its violet eyes. "You want humans alive or not?" A strangled cry came from across the room. Vera had gone down, one knee buckling as a hunter raised a jagged weapon over her. "Do it," Nathan ordered. The creature made a precise cut along Dr. Cho's forearm. Silver-tinged blood welled up, but as it dripped onto the floor, her eyelids fluttered. Nathan didn't wait to see more. He charged across the collapsing chamber, tackling Vera's attacker at the waist. They crashed into the central heart structure, which gave way with a sickening squelch. The hunter's visor cracked open, revealing a face that made Nathan's blood run cold. It was his department head from the university, Professor Reynolds, his features half melted into something alien. "You don't understand," Reynolds gurgled. "We're saving you." Vera's foot connected with his head, silencing him. She hauled Nathan up, her breath coming in ragged gasps. "The nest is dying. We need to go now." Dr. Cho was on her feet, supported by the feral creature. "The tunnels," she croaked. "Follow the red pipes." They stumbled into a service corridor as the chamber collapsed behind them. The walls here pulsed erratically, bleeding silver fluid that burned through the metal flooring.
Nathan noticed Vera lagging.
The crystallization had reached her jawline. "How bad is it?" She flashed a pained grin. "Let's just say you might want to stand back if I start glowing." The feral creature sniffed the air suddenly. "Others are coming. Many others." Nathan saw them then, figures emerging from side passages. Not hunters, but people. Dozens of them. Some wore hospital gowns, others business attire. All shared the same hollow-eyed stare. "The sleepers," Dr. Cho whispered. "The hives releasing them." Vera pushed Nathan behind her. "Don't let them touch you. Their skin." A businessman in a ruined suit lurched forward, his outstretched fingers beginning to smoke. Nathan barely yanked Vera away in time. "They're human bombs," Dr. Cho realized, "meant to spread the infection." The feral creature let out a chittering laugh. "Told you, big party." It suddenly grabbed Vera's hand, pressing something into it. A second vial, this one filled with inky black fluid. Vera's eyes widened. "Where did you—" "From the heart," the creature interrupted. "Last gift from first wave." It shoved them toward an exit sign. "Now run." "I hold them." Nathan hesitated, but Vera pulled him away. "It's what it wants," she said grimly. "A warrior's death." As they fled up a stairwell, the sounds of screeching and tearing flesh followed them. The creature's final words echoed up the shaft. "Tell stars we fought." Then the explosion came, not of fire, but of pure light that made their shadows dance wildly on the walls. When Nathan looked back, the corridor below was sealed behind a wall of crystalline black rock. Vera held up the strange vial, her violet eyes reflecting the swirling darkness within. "Now I know how to end this," she whispered. "But you're not going to like it." The stairwell trembled as something massive stirred deep below them. The nest wasn't dead yet, and it was angry. They burst onto the streets of New York through a maintenance exit, the early morning light stinging their eyes. Vera immediately collapsed against a brick wall, her breath coming in shallow gasps. The crystallization had reached her cheekbones, glinting like crushed diamonds under her skin. Nathan caught her as she slumped. "We need to get you to a hospital." Vera shook her head weakly, pressing the black vial into his hand. "Wouldn't help. This is the only thing that can now." Dr. Cho limped closer, her face still pale from the silver poisoning. "What is it?"
"I fail safe," Vera whispered.
From the first wave, the others, they knew this might happen. She tapped the vial. "This will destroy every trace of them on Earth. But it needs a carrier." Nathan's stomach dropped. "You mean you?" Vera's smile was heartbreakingly human. "I'm already dying, Nathan. My blood was the trigger. But this," she nodded to the spreading crystallization. "This is the price." The ground trembled beneath them. Manhole covers rattled as something massive stirred in the tunnels below. Dr. Cho grabbed Nathan's arm. "We have minutes at most before the nest regenerates. If it reaches maturity—" "I know." Nathan's voice broke. He turned to Vera. "There has to be another way." Vera cupped his face with her rapidly hardening hand. "You gave me something they never could, a reason to fight." She took the vial back. "Now let me do this last thing." An explosion rocked the street as the nest's tendrils burst through the pavement, blackened and smoking but alive. Vera pushed Nathan toward Dr. Cho. "Get her to safety. Then burn every document, every sample." Nathan resisted. "I'm not leaving you." Vera kissed him, quick and fierce, her lips already tasting of salt and metal. "Yes, you are." Then she was running toward the chaos, the black vial glowing in her fist. Nathan made to follow, but Dr. Cho held him back with surprising strength. "Don't waste her sacrifice," the scientist hissed. They barely made it 2 blocks before the ground heaved. Nathan turned in time to see a pillar of black light erupt from the street where Vera had been. It spread in perfect geometric patterns, crystallizing everything it touched. The nest's tendrils, the abandoned cars, even the birds in flight. But where the light touched normal concrete and flesh, it passed harmlessly. Dr. Cho gasped. "It's selective, only targeting their biology." The light show lasted exactly 17 seconds. When it faded, New York looked unchanged, except for the strange black sculptures now dotting the landscape where nest fragments had been. Nathan fell to his knees, In his pocket, the unburnable letter grew warm. He pulled it out with trembling hands. The ink had changed. New words appeared beneath Vera's original message. Nathan, if you're reading this, it worked. Look up at the stars tonight. We'll be watching. Always. Dr. Cho helped him stand as sirens approached in the distance. What now? Nathan folded the letter carefully. Now we prepare, because she wasn't just saying goodbye. He pointed to the horizon where strange lights flickered. She was warning us. The lights pulsed once, twice, then vanished. But Nathan knew. Somewhere out there, Vera's people were coming. And next time, they wouldn't need a nest. Here is the story's end. If you enjoyed and want to watch more thrilling sci-fi adventures, make sure to subscribe to the channel, dive into epic battles, explore distant galaxies, and join brave heroes as they fight for survival against impossible odds. Let us know in the comments if you want the next chapters to be published soon. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and become part of the journey. Together, we'll keep the last light burning. Subscribe now and let the adventure continue.